Welcome to week 7, the penultimate week. Well done for making it this far. It takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of discipline. Hopefully you're starting to notice the responses in your life, the way things are subtly changing for you, and the way that your experience and perception has changed too. This week is called You Are Not Your Mind. You are not your mind. Your mind is just a tool for you to use. Most people are dominated by the mind and they think that that is them. But as you'll have been noticing, as you notice the thoughts go through your head, that's not really you. And you can make the choices to decide which thoughts to latch onto. But first, as always, we need to go back to the homework. So you had the audio recording of your choice last week, all of those to choose from, and hopefully you're finding the one that suits you. Not everybody responds to the same meditation. So keep practicing different ways until you find the one that you're happy with. So what you had was all the meditation practices to choose from. It's really important that you find the one that's right for you. Not everybody responds to the same meditative approach. So it's great to pick the one that chimes with you, and then you'll get the most out of the practice. We also did the 3-minute breathing space, or the 3-step meditation. And that's one that we need to keep doing throughout, in good times and bad, as I've mentioned before. And mindful walking was also a part of last week. Just being aware of our environment, being aware of our bodies in movement. The more natural that becomes, the more natural mindfulness will come into your everyday life. So hopefully you were able to do your activities and then fill out your practice record forms, which will allow you some great reflection time. So moving on to today. You are not your mind. Like I've said, you really are not. You've been able to watch your thoughts come and go. You've been able now to decide which ones to act upon and which not. And even if you haven't quite reached that stage, but you're just noticing them, you are carrying out the principle of mindfulness. You are becoming very self-aware and aware of your thoughts, and aware that your mind doesn't always tell you the truth. Your mind very often clouds things for you and goes in automatic patterns that you have no control over. You are regaining back that control of the mind. You are that 18 to 20-year-old that is still inside. You are still that same person, and that will never change. All the trappings that we put over the top, all the different roles, the father, the mother, the soldier, the clerk, whatever we've decided that we are, those are just roles. At the back of all of this is the real you. And that's the thing that we need to stay in contact with. That's the one that sends us inspiration. That's the one that puts us on the straight and narrow when we're about to make a huge mistake. And this is the one that we really, really need to be listening to and paying attention to. And it's not like a thought. It just comes out of nowhere and drops in. So that attention is crucial. So for your homework this week, it's the seated, but this time you can do with or without audio. So if you're comfortable and really starting to understand the meditation, do your own seated meditation without the audio guidance. You can alternate between the two, or you can stick with the audio guidance, whatever's easiest for you, but it's just making sure you get the right practice for it. We're going to stick with the 3-step meditation, or the 3-minute breathing space, because that's really important, as I've said. And also I want you to self-reflect. Think about the things you've learned on this course so far. Think about the journey you've been on over the last 7 weeks. And then when we come to next week, where we talk about reflection and resources, we'll be in a much better place. And don't forget, fill out the practice record form. See you next week.